Meanwhile, our people in the countryside are now benefiting from President Aquino III's sitio energization program. The President was on site in Isabel, Leyte to activate this continuing program, which will ensure our people in rural areas have access to electricity in their homes. They will now have the opportunity to buy appliances and even access the internet. The lead agency is the National Electrification Administration, supported by electric cooperatives in other areas other than Isabel, Tacloban, in implementing this project. And joining us tonight is Ms. Edita Bueno, the Chairman and Administrator of the National Electric Administration. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, it must be fulfilling for you to watch the President do the switch on of the sitio energization program in Isabel, Leyte. How many sitios now will be covered between now and 2016?
Well, the President has given instructions that he would want during his term the completion of 36,000 sitios. All of this will mean that all these sitios will be connected to electricity. So in the case of Region 8, 2,140 sitios will have to be electrified within that period during his term. And that has been done. The first one for the year 2012 will be done and completed before the end of the year.
Ma'am, what benefits will it bring to our people covered by this program?
Of course, we all know that electricity is a major factor. Number one, the children will have the electricity they need to be able to study in the evening. This will also provide job opportunities for people in the sitios. This would mean more employment. There will be more electricians, more linemen. There will be livelihood opportunities for our people in these rural areas. They can have little businesses, and that would be very important in the economic development program of the President.
How many % of our sites are benefiting from this program, and how many are not yet energized?
Well, if we try to look at the sitios, we already have been able to electrify 71%. And so therefore, we still have to do 29%. And 29% will mean about 32,000 more. Of course, we all know that the sitios would want to have their electricity faster than the term the President may have, but we would want to make sure that that's done.
Ma'am, what is the contribution of an electric cooperative in this program? How much will a family pay? Will the lifeline rates apply?
Well, the first one is the electric cooperatives in the country are the implementing arm of the government for electrification. That's one. Second, it is very important that we all know that in the rural areas, we have a lot of those whom we call lifeliners. These are people who use, on the average, 20 kilowatt hours, 30 kilowatt hours, and below of electricity. So that means that they would be able to access 24/7 electricity at a lower cost. On the average, that would be about 50 to 60 pesos a month.
Ma'am, what kind of appliances can our people in the rural areas use with this electrification program?
Well, the lifeliners or those in the rural areas normally would want to have a bulb and an outlet, 2 bulbs, 2 outlets. This will mean they will have electricity, they will have light. They can also have the radio. And this would be the ones which would be of major importance. And eventually, they can have also refrigerators to allow them to also enjoy the amenities which we do in the cities.
Ma'am, you were saying a while ago that a little over 20% still don't have electricity. How long will it take before they benefit from this program? And what is the budget for this program?
During the term of the President, all of these sitios will have access to electricity. And so the President has allocated sufficient funds for this. As a matter of fact, the amount of 33 billion pesos is allotted. Of course, this is allocated, and we would want to make sure that every centavo is counted in the implementation of the program.
Ma'am, other than the sitio energization program, what other programs are being implemented to ensure the whole country is energized?
In this particular case, we also would want to make sure that the barangays which were connected to generators before and would want to have 24/7 power will also have access on the grid. Grid power will be available. So that is, of course, one. And the support system in terms of making sure that our people are assisted in the development of livelihood opportunities for them.
Ma'am, in these cases, one of the problems is the inability to pay their debts with regards to the electric cooperatives. In the past, the government assumes their debt. Is this practice continuing?
Well, the government only assumed their debts as a result of the EPIRA law. And there is no other course for the government to assume, again, their debts. So the electric cooperatives will have to address their own financial obligations. And so far as N.E.A. is concerned, which is lending funds to these electric cooperatives, we have been able to really collect from them at the right time. They pay on time.
And ma'am, a final word from you to our people who will still need electricity to get benefits from this program.
Well, I'd like to say that we are very fortunate to have a president who is really determined to provide electricity to each one of the sitio and every Filipino who would want to make use of electricity. And I have not seen this kind of interest really, but only from the president, wherein he said he'd want that every Filipino, every sitio will have the benefit and access to electricity. So everybody will have a better life.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much for joining us tonight. That was Ms. Edita Bueno, Chairman and Administrator of the National Electrification Administration. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.